Hey there, it's Dina from IDon'tGetItTutoring.com. In this video, I will show you how to solve systems of equations algebraically. Let's get started. So, in order to solve a system of equations, what does that mean? Well, basically, we're trying to find the point where the two equations intersect. We're trying to find the common points between them. So, let's say we had two lines on a graph. This is one. Well, actually, let me make them in color. This was one line, and this was the other line. We want to find that point in the middle, almost like, right, like red and blue make purple. That purple point, the purple point. Because there's red points and there's blue points and there's white points, but we're trying to find the purple point. Where do those lines intersect? So sometimes you're not always going to be given graph paper, and you're not always going to have access to your calculator in order to be able to solve this graphically. That's when algebra is going to come in hand and help you. So let's say the red line's equation was y equals negative 1 plus 2x. And let's say the blue line's equation was y equals negative 3x plus 7. Okay, now we need to figure out what common point these two have, what purple point they have, where the x and the y are the same. Meaning, for the same y value, when you put the same y value in both equations, you get the same x value. And the same thing, if you put in the same x value, you would get the same y value. Despite the equation that they're in, they would be the same. Obviously, it's not going to happen with every single number, right? Let's say we were to plug in 0. Negative 3 times 0 is 0, plus 7 would be 7. And then 2 times 0 for this top one would be 0, plus negative 1, which would be negative 1. 7 and negative 1 are not equal. So, for example, x equals 0 is not a solution. The x equals 0 does not have a purple point on it. Okay, so to solve this algebraically, and we're trying to get them equal to each other, we're basically saying negative 1 plus 2x equals negative 3x plus 7, right? Because setting them equal to each other would give you the answer that fits in both. Because if y is equal to y, right? Let me do it in the colors. If red y is supposed to equal the blue y, then we need to set them equal to each other, right? Because if they're equal, then they have to mean the same thing. So you would set them equal to each other, like so. Negative 1 plus 2x equals negative 3x plus 7. And from there, you solve. Now, we have x's on both sides of the equation. We're trying to get x on one side. Does it matter which side x is on? No, not really. Based on your preference, you just get to pick. Do you want to get x on this side or on this side? Up to you. I like to get rid of the negatives, so I'll do minus negative 3x on this side. Or another thing we could do is just plus 3x. Cancels on this side, and then we'll do plus 3x on this side. And that gives us 5x. So negative 1 plus 5x equals 0 plus 7. Now to rewrite that, we could just get rid of the 0. Make it a little simpler. So negative 1 plus 5x equals 7. And then from there, it does matter what side you're subtracting from this time, right? Because if we subtract 7 on both sides, then we're going to get left with 0. And that's not really going to get us anywhere, because if we do that, we're going to get 5x plus -8. We're still going to have to solve it again anyway. We're still going to have to keep moving numbers around. So what we have to do is we need to get whatever's next to the x now, the -1, to the other side. So we're going to add 1 on both sides, and that cancels out. So 5x equals 8. From there, very easy, 5x equals 8 divided by 5 on both sides. X equals 8/5. So that's the x value that is part of the solution. So we know that the purple x is 8/5. But what's the y value? We still need to do one more step. We need to take this x value now and plug it back into one of the equations. Doesn't matter which one, because it's a solution to either one. Just pick the one that you think would be easier to do, in my opinion, or just the one you like better. So you take this x and you plug it into one of them, and then it will give you the y of the solution. So I think the red one would just be easier. So let's do y equals -1 plus 2 times 8/5. And I am going to plug that into my calculator, and I am going to see what it equals. So that is equal to 2.2. So our y value on the purple point, the purple y, would be 2.2. And there we go. That is a solution to this equation. So if the problem now is asking you to write the solution to the equation, you could write y equals 2.2 and x equals 8/5. But usually, and it's the best way to do it, because some teachers just like to take off points because they're mean like that and annoying, but it's always best to put your final answer in a coordinate pair. So the real solution, the final answer, should be 8/5, 2.2. Okay? And that's pretty much it. When you're solving for systems other than linear ones, meaning if there's a parabola or like a cubic function involved, you could basically do the same thing. So let's say we had a graph, and we did a parabola, and then this line over here, like a line crossing a parabola. All you have to do, once again, set them equal to each other. So let's say the blue is like y equals -x plus 3, and then the parabola is -x squared plus 5. For example, not drawn to scale, just like a random equation. You just set those equal to each other and solve. So to get this purple, you just do subtract 3, you get 2 plus -x squared equals -x, and you set that equal to 0. You might want to get rid of that -x squared, so you can divide by -1. And then from there, factor and find your answer. Yeah. But I say with parabolas, it's always easier just to do it graphically. If you want to find out how to do it graphically, head on over to idon'tgetittutoring.com, and we have a video explaining exactly how to solve it with your calculator graphically. So that pretty much concludes our video for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. Now you know exactly how to solve a system of equations algebraically. Have a great day. Thank you so much, and good luck. Bye.